Hello and welcome to the session about mobile learning. I hope you enjoyed our next conference so far. My name is Philippe Derouk. I'm Global Brand and Product Marketing Manager for CrossKnowledge. And later in this session, I will be joined by Frédéric Alphon, who is Head of Product for our mobile app. The pandemic has deeply impacted how people learn. Your employees had to acquire new skills almost exclusively through digital learning solutions. At CrossKnowledge, we've seen a 68% increase in overall platform connections. But what really struck us was the increase in mobile usage. Over the pandemic, the number of mobile connections has simply doubled. When our development team saw this, they quickly came into action and fully updated our mobile application so that your learners get the best out of CrossKnowledge solutions and enjoy an effective mobile learning experience. In this short session, I will show you how your peers are successfully implementing our app into their digital learning strategies, and I will briefly showcase the updated app's features and exciting upgrades. It would be interesting, by the way, to further understand the drivers for this increased mobile usage. Let us know later in the Q&A if you are aware of possible explanations for this increase. Did your remote employees all have access to a corporate laptop? Or maybe your learners got tired of their laptop use and a bit of screen fatigue, and they preferred to learn more comfortably from a phone, as a me moment. What reasons do you see for boosted mobile usage in the past year? I'm curious. Is this only a temporary effect? Most likely not. Mobile is here to stay because of two main use cases that help our clients. The first use case is one where mobile learning perfectly complements desktop learning. We are living in a world where people are so attached to their mobile phones. Mobile use has become part of everyday human behavior in only just a few years. So it's only logic that mobile learning offers a meaningful complement to desktop. 20% of CrossKnowledge users today mix both desktop and mobile usage. And that number grew by 25% over the past 12 months. This has huge implications for learner engagement through the expected learning and user experience. We'll get to this in a minute. In a second use case, mobile turns out to be a necessity. Let me give you 3 examples of businesses from whom mobile learning has become a must, and how these businesses use the app for successful up and reskilling of their workforce at the point of need. In a sector like logistics, to start with, or supply chain, employees spend their entire day in the warehouse or on the road, and they simply don't have desktop access to learning. They are fully dependent on mobile devices, whether that is a personal work device or a shared one. Some of our clients work with external distributors and use our platform to upskill their extended enterprise so that they can in turn acquire best-in-class skills in distribution excellence. A second example. Imagine a retail environment of physical brand stores, heavily challenged by online retailers, like our client Salomon, the famous sporting goods brand. Salomon wanted to deliver consistent operational excellence, a key driver for happy customers and increased sales. Their shop floor employees don't have access to a desktop, so Salomon uses our app to effectively upskill them on customer satisfaction. And guess what? Their retail KPIs went up. They grew customer satisfaction scores, they increased conversion rate and average basket size. I must say that the Salomon team does a remarkable job in learner marketing and engaging employees through a well-oiled system of learning champions. And lastly, what about operating in extreme conditions, sometimes without mobile network access? The International Committee of the Red Cross operates in remote conflict or disaster zones, where conditions for learning are necessary but very harsh. They use our mobile app, and again here, the ICRC uses the app to upskill local teams as well, in an efficient way where all other means fail, and many times in the urgency of saving lives. In all these cases, our mobile app helped to discover and to deliver the necessary training. When we saw the increase in mobile use, our development teams have worked hard to considerably upgrade the experience of the app so that you can maximize your mobile learning opportunity. You will see how the Learning app has been fully redesigned to deliver a much better user experience than before, and certainly versus mobile browsers. The app offers a dedicated mobile experience and interface, which is fully responsive, and a native homepage allowing direct access to learning or intuitive navigation throughout the application. Apps simply deliver the best mobile experience. It's what people do. People spend 90% of their time, of their mobile time, using apps. They're not browsing, they use apps. And mobile web simply can't compete with the immediacy of apps. From the moment you publish new content, you send a notification and users can instantly access. Mobile web can't really do that. So if you haven't already activated the app for your employees, maybe it's time to do so. Let's take a look at the developments and consider the first use case, where mobile is a meaningful complement to desktop for an engaging and effective learning experience. In this case, it's important to offer one experience, an experience that is device agnostic, whether you are on desktop or on mobile, or switching between both. We should always offer a seamless user journey through a harmonized design and functionalities and even more. So let's take a look on what the upgrade means for learners. I'm going to take you into my mobile phone. The first requirement for good UX is a simple and seamless access. I can find the app in the iOS and Android stores and install it. I will now be able to find the icon on my desktop, on my home screen, of my mobile, of course, here it is. And once that is done, I can access it through a personal activation code or a simple login. I only need to log in once, which is a real advantage of the app versus mobile web. Because for mobile web, I need to log in each time. I'm welcomed in my trusted learning environment, your company's homepage. And I find a similar structure as the desktop version, which is simplified for rapid and direct learning access. Once in there, I can easily start acquiring a new skill. I can discover required training in the mandatory section in a blink. Imagine there's a new product available for which I have to master the customer benefits, or in my particular case, I'm asked to consume the skill path on working remote. Once inside, you immediately recognize the familiar BlendedX structure with all steps and activities, fully responsive, and I can go through the different learning activities, videocast sessions, and monitor my progress. I can also see who else is in my cohort and so on. Let's go back. The app now has an improved menu from which I can easily perform a native search and browse for ad hoc performance support. Let me put on my hat as a sales representative, and I can search for a customer complaint. For example, I'm typing customer complaint and learn how to deal with objections right before my next sales call. Maybe with an unhappy customer, I can quickly review key steps and increase my chances to turn them into a happy customer. Let's go back. I can also continue learning where I left off a training program on desktop. You can find those back easily in recently viewed. So you saw the progress I had made on this path. And I can step right in where I left it at my desk and continue learning. If you had seen the app before, I hope you noticed a big difference with the previous version. Frederick and his mobile team have worked very hard to upgrade the design for this new React Native version of the app. A version that is automatically available to learners because there's no need to log in again, and the data from the previous version is automatically migrated so that learners keep their settings and their previous data. Even if this was the first time you saw the app, I hope you noticed a fluid UX throughout. One responsive environment, using the same harmonized design as the desktop version, so that learners can easily find their way to effective on-the-job training, regardless of the device they're using. I'd like to zoom in on some exciting and engaging mobile app functions that use some of the specific features of smartphones as a device. And this is where the app gets as close to native mobile use as it gets. By using familiar phone functionalities, you can maximize ease of use and provide an intuitive and fluid user journey. The first exciting feature are notifications. Like for many apps, you can parameter notifications in the CKLS to increase learner engagement. My Learning offers 4 types of notifications. Notifications from you, from the L&D team, for learner marketing purposes to promote a new course or a learning event with direct access to training. Furthermore, you can parameter notifications of inactivity, self-notifications, where learners can set their own reminders, and notifications upon the successful download of a content for offline consumption. Which brings me to the second feature, the possibility to download learning resources for offline consumption. Allow me to show this in the app. I'm opening again the app, back to my home. I can click on any of the cloud icons and download its resources for later consumption. I click on the cloud, and I need to click on the arrow to start the download. This is a feature that comes in handy in low connection zones. I'm not only thinking about the Parisian metro, but think about the use case of the Red Cross in remote conflict zones, where offline learning can save lives. So once it's downloaded, I can easily retrieve the resources that I downloaded when I'm offline by going through that download section in the navigation menu. I can instantly consume the learning resources that I downloaded. So here I click on my videocast, which loads immediately. And I can go back and consume another resource. And thirdly, we now have a contribution widget, a first step in the facilitation of the publication of user-generated content. I give you an example. For your workplace security training, learners can easily upload pictures or videos from dangerous workplace situations to raise awareness in a dedicated space in your academy as part of the learning experience. Imagine I took a picture this morning of a dangerous workplace situation in the office, people on a ladder in the staircase, which is clearly not a safe action. I go to this dedicated channel for these contributions, and I can upload that picture right here. I select the picture with the ladder from my office. I add a small title. Don't try this at home. The learning resource is in English. And I can add a small description and upload my contribution into the dedicated space for everyone to consult. So there, I can click on the picture. I can open it. Never do this. Very dangerous situation. A good example as a first step of user-generated content. So, all the way you've noticed how close the experience gets to native mobile device behavior. And very soon you will have the possibility to add audio learning resources to your BlendedX, so you can provide a podcast-style learning experience. Again, very closely linked to the native user behavior on mobile phones. The new app has advantages, of course, for you as administrators for a seamless governance of your learning strategies. Our mobile app offers you continued reporting. All learning is automatically synchronized, even when there is offline consumption. So offline consumption is synchronized as soon as the learner is back online. You can push notifications from the CKLS to the app user phone. So you can inform them about newly available training programs or perform learner marketing boosts, as I just mentioned. You can, of course, customize the app, customize to your corporate identity or to your taste with many of the widgets to customize your learning channels. And you can also customize the app for each department you wish to configure an app for. I can imagine that your supply chain academy has a different look and feel than your sales academy. So you can customize those environments for the different audiences. And of course, the administration of the app is available in all CKLS languages. Before we get to questions, I'd like to quickly share some of the items on the product roadmap for My Learning app. First of all, we will continue to converge the app with our desktop experience and vice versa to offer one seamless experience for effective skill building, regardless of the device. I already mentioned the possibility to include audio learning resources for podcast style usage. And for the midterm, we are further exploring how to best serve the need for advanced user-generated content and further customization possibilities. So that was it. Thank you for dialing in. I will now be joined by Frédéric Halfon, the product owner for the My Learning app, and we will gladly take some of your questions in the live setting. Thank you.